Westjet travelers are breathing a sigh of relief this morning as mechanic strike has been avoided, at least for now.
So let's bring in CTV's Scott Hurst with the latest on this. Scott, good morning to you. And it was good news overnight for airline passengers traveling on Westjet. So what's the latest on these contract talks?
Good morning, Nick and Jen. Well, at least for now, the threat of strike action by unionized mechanics is off the table as the two sides overnight have announced that they have agreed to return to the bargaining table. So at least a sigh of relief for passengers for now as they get back to trying to hammer out a deal. This comes after WestJet preemptively canceled a few dozen flights affecting several thousand passengers this week for a strike that was set to begin as early as later today. 670 aircraft maintenance engineers set to walk off the job over pay benefits and working conditions, overwhelmingly rejecting a tentative offer last week. An overnight statement from WestJet confirming both the union and the airline will return to the bargaining table, hoping to avoid further disruption and come to a resolution. WestJet had requested the Canada Industrial Relations Board to intervene, a move opposed by the union. In the latest statement, the airline saying the CIRB would need more time before making a decision whether arbitration is the best way to reach a collective bargaining agreement. So for now, what this means is that, they are trying to return to regular schedule for the flights and for passengers. But as I mentioned, some 6,500 travelers were already sent scrambling this week as the airline went ahead and halted about 40 flights. So the WestJet, as you might expect, Nick and Jen, are still advising passengers to check the status of their flights before heading to the airports as they return to normal operations. But at least for passengers who hadn't been affected already, this is a sigh of relief as they're looking at what was happening yesterday, thinking maybe my flight might be next. So in the meantime, the two sides have agreed to return to the bargaining table, and WestJet will try to get back to normal operations, Nick.
And of course, Scott, all this is happening right at the beginning of a very busy summer flying season. How are travelers kind of dealing with this? I mean, there has lately been quite a bit of uncertainty in that industry.
Yeah, this is, of course, the busy summer travel season, so a strike that affects one of Canada's major airlines would have a significant effect, not just here in Toronto at Pearson Airport, but all across the country, and that ripple effect at destinations where WestJet does fly. Of course, there are many destinations outside the country WestJet flies, so a disruption for one of the major airlines would have a significant impact, as this is the time where so many people with school just letting out and summer plans kicking into high gear, many people trying to get away, many people trying to fly away. So as WestJet tries to come to an agreement here, as the two sides try to come to agreement, at least for now, a sigh of relief from these passengers. But already, as we saw and we heard from a lot of passengers yesterday, scrambling to try to find an alternative solution as some flights had already been canceled, guys.
Yeah, okay. Well, it certainly clears up some uncertainty for now and doesn't disrupt people's plans, but we'll see what happens. Thanks so much, CTV's Scott Hurst.
Thanks, Nick and Jen.